In this problem, I asked you guys to find the domain and range of this graph. This is a rational function. We are eventually going to graph these, but it's just a new thing to us. Yesterday, we learned that the domain goes in which direction, class? Left to right. So I'm going to move my pen here. And the first thing I touch on the graph in green is this arrow, which refers to where? Negative infinity. And we always have a parentheses. And then I'm basically going to have, there's another arrow, and then the pink break, and then arrows, and another arrow. So basically the graph is saying you can't touch this vertical asymptote. So basically you're saying every value except for when x is equal to 3. Okay, so how do you write that with inner notation? You can say 3, but we're not including 3, so that would be which symbol? Parentheses. And this is like the left side, and then this is the right side. So the right side would just say I'm starting at 3, but don't include 3 and go towards positive infinity. And then we join those together with a union. Well, the solution can be either on this side or that side. Now let's look at the inequalities. The easiest one, this will be kind of new. I think it's just easier to write. You can use set builder notation. And you only use this when you kind of have a graph that looks just like this. And the reason why is this. Class, what's the only value you cannot pick for x values? You can never pick what? 3. So you could just say x is not equal to 3. Set builder notation just says in the set of this, what we have, x is such that you can not pick 3. So you can pick any x value. For the range, we learned yesterday that goes from which direction? Bottom to top. So you should have that on your formula sheet. And it's the same thing, isn't it? What's the only thing I cannot pick? Negative 2. So, negative infinity. I stop here at negative 2. I can't pick negative 2, that's why it's a parentheses, not a bracket. And we'll join that together with the right side, sorry, the top. So that would be another arrow. But the arrow, pay attention here, it's in, when you're using limits for pre-calculus, they call it approaching. Everyone say approaching. It's approaching or getting really close to negative 2, right? So we're basically saying that you can't touch negative 2. And then the last thing you touch on your graph is infinity. Class, what was the only number that we couldn't pick? So how would you write that in set builder notation? Y, values such as what? Y is not equal to negative 2. So this is the domain and range of our graph.